Wireless networks monitor to see through walls. The way signal strength varies in a wireless network can reveal what's going on behind closed doors. This is from back in like 2009. It's every schoolboy's dream, an easy way of looking through the walls to spy on the neighbors, monitor siblings, and keep tabs on the sweet jar. And now a dream no longer. Yeah, that's what the schoolboy wants to do. Monitor his siblings. Shit. He wants to look at some boobies. Research at the University of Utah say that the way radio signals vary in the wireless network can reveal the movement of people behind closed doors. Joey Wilson and Neil Padwari have developed a technique called variance-based radio tomographic imaging that processes the signal to reveal signs of movement. They've even tested the idea with a 34-node wireless network using the IEEE 802.15.4 wireless protocol for personal area networks employed by home automation services such as Zigbee. The basic idea is straightforward. Signal strength at any point in the network is the sum of all the paths the radio waves can take to get to the receiver. Any change in the volume of space between the signal's paths, for example, caused by the movement of a person, makes the signal strength vary. So by interrogating this volume of space with many signals picked up by the multiple receivers, it is possible to build up a picture of the movement within it. In tests with 34-node network set up outside a standard living room, Wilson and Padwari say they were able to locate moving objects in the room to within a meter or so. Well, that's not bad, and the team says there's ample potential for improvement by increasing accuracy while reducing the number of nodes. It's probably, it's called 5G. I mean, I literally have a digital representation of everything that's going on once they implement that. It'll be a whole separate matrix, really. I mean, it's fucking weird. The advantage of this technique over others is, first, its cost. The nodes in such a network are off the shelf and therefore cheap. Other through-wall viewing systems cost in excess of $100,000. The second advantage is in the ease which it can be set up. Wilson and Padwari say that adding a GPS receiver to each node allows it to work out its own location, which should dramatically speed up the imaging process. Other systems have been trained to recognize the environment. Hey, Wilson and Padwari have even worked out how their system might be used. I wonder how. Let's see. We envision a building imaging scenario similar to the following. Emergency responders, military forces, or police arrive at the scene where entry into a building is potentially dangerous. They deploy radar sensors around. Oh, that sounded more Mexican than Indian. And potentially on top of the building area, either by throwing or launching them or dropping them while moving around the building. Dude, what? They deploy radio sensors around and potentially on top of the building area. Okay. Alright. Either by throwing or launching them or dropping them while moving around the building. Okay. The nodes immediately form a network and self-localize, perhaps using information about the size and shape of the building from a database, like Google Maps, and some known location coordinates, GPS. Then nodes begin to transmit, making signal strength measurements on links which cross the building or area of interest. Received signal strength measurements of each link are transmitted back to the base station and used to estimate the position of moving people and objects within the movie. Privacy is non-existent. That's ambitious, but if they do get their system to the point where it can be used like this, it raises another problem. Privacy. Fuck me. How might such cheap and easy to configure monitoring networks be used if they become widely available? What's to stop the next door teenage brats from monitoring their every move? Or house thieves choosing their targets on the basis that no one's inside? Don't know about the thieves, but teenage brats going for the boobies. Of course, in the cat and mouse game of surveillance, it shouldn't be too hard to build a device that disables such a monitoring network. But only if you know it's there. It's always there. It's never going away. There are fun and games galore to be had with this idea. Wah, wah, wah.